That's the way computers talk. That's the way computers talk.
Hallo, liebe Medienvertreter, liebe Kollegen, ich darf euch recht herzlich zur Pressekonferenz anlässlich unserer Trainervorstellung hier in den Räumlichkeiten der SAP Arena begrüßen. Die meisten haben den Namen sicherlich schon irgendwo aufgeschnappt. Wir haben Johann Lundskog als Cheftrainer verpflichtet. Er unterschreibt in Mannheim einen 2-Jahres-Vertrag und wird demzufolge bis 2025 hinter der Adlerbande stehen. Bevor wir gleich mit dem offiziellen Teil beginnen, noch ein Satz zum Ablauf. Ihr habt natürlich im Anschluss an die Pressekonferenz die Möglichkeit, Einzelinterviews zu führen, Stimmen einzuholen oder auch Bilder zu machen. Ja, Axel, es war ein langer Weg, es war ein steiniger Weg. Kannst du vielleicht noch mal was zum Prozess der Trainersuche sagen und am Ende des Tages auch, warum ihr euch letzten Endes für Johann entschieden habt?
Danke, Adrian. Ja, ich werde das in Englisch machen, dass Johann auch alles heute verstehen. Here. So, first of all, I'm really excited, really happy to have Johann on board as our head coach for the future here. And we as a club, we're looking forward and try to have a little bit of a new approach, how to practice, how to play, because we want to have the chance and be competitive every year for the DL to be in the finals year by year. When we look back at this process, it's been a long process. We've been talking to a lot of coaches around the world, and there's been a lot of candidates on the road too. There has been a lot of intensive discussions about the philosophy and the structure of the team and how we want to play. At the end of the day, we had a handful of candidates that we talked really deeply to over the last weeks. But in the end of the day, we made the decision that Johann is the best suited guy for this organization to help us to build the identity and be a team for the DL championships over the year. And as I know Johann from a long time ago, he's always been a coach I've been asking about a little bit different second opinions about players. So a lot of the signings we've been doing lately, he's been looking at the players too and giving his honest feedback on the players as well. So I'm really looking forward for the next season here. I can't wait till it starts, and happy that we've been able to build a team together, and let's go from there.
Danke dir, Axel. Johann, first of all, welcome to Mannheim. I have two questions for you. First one is, how does it feel to be the new head coach in Mannheim, and what is your game philosophy? What is your style of play? What are we going to see?
Thank you. No, obviously it feels feels great to finally get to this point. Like Axie said here, it's been a long process, but it's been a great process and a process that's gotten us to this point where we all feel confident moving forward. So it's been a hectic weekend here. I just flew in this morning, but at the end of the day, I'm very, very happy to sit here as the new head coach of Mannheim.
And your philosophy?
My philosophy, or our philosophy, is important to point out. Is we want to play a modern hockey, possession-based hockey, a little bit more aggressive without the puck. But at the end of the day, it's a modern, fast-paced style of play, and it's a game where we want to take a little bit more care of the puck than what we've done in the past.
Thank you for the moment. So viel fürs Erste. Wir eröffnen jetzt die Fragerunde. Ich bitte euch, ein kurzes Handzeichen zu geben. Dann reichen wir das Mikrofon rum. Es wäre euch sehr verbunden, wenn ihr noch kurz euren Namen und das Medium nennt, für das ihr arbeitet.
Yeah, hi Johan, welcome to Mannheim. My name is Christian Rotter from Mannheimer Morgen. So you have the Swedish and the Canadian passport. Can you tell us a bit about your life so far? You were born in Sweden, but you live at the surrounding of Toronto, I guess?
Yeah, no, I was born and raised in Sweden and lived there until I graduated high school. Went over for what was supposed to be a little adventure after high school and play some junior hockey over there. I was fortunate enough to meet my wife, and 1 year turned into 20 years. So yeah, I live in Canada now. I have a wife and 3 daughters back in Canada. Started my coaching career there, 8 years of coaching juniors before I went back to Europe.
Hier vorne. Sven.
Hi Johan, Sven Metzger from Die Rheinpfalz. You started very young as a coach. Can you talk a little about this decision, not taking perhaps a career as a player and starting a career as a coach?
Yeah, not everybody is fortunate enough to be a good enough hockey player to play further into your later years. So I recognized pretty early that I wasn't going to make a career out of being a player, and always had a passion for leadership and wanted to stay involved in the game, and was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to jump right into coaching at an early age. So started my coaching career at, I believe I was 22 at the time.
Johan, Axel just told us it's a new approach, not only by the style of you want to play hockey, but also the practice. What do you want to change there?
I mean, at the end of the day, we want to just maximize the players that we have. Axie's done a good job here, along with the rest of the management team, of assembling a really, really good and competitive team. And we want to make sure that we continue to develop those players over the course of the year. Whether you're a young player or an older player, you never stop learning, you never stop developing. So, it's going to be a big emphasis on the individual development of each player here. And that's going to obviously benefit the collective group, and move this team forward.
Wir können das Mikrofon
Yeah.
bei Christian
You've been involved, if I understood Axel the right way, you've been involved in the last couple transfers the Adler did. So can you tell me some weeks ago, some months ago, because what is the influence of you into the team, to the locker room, the roster so far?
Yeah, I mean, even like Axie said, this process has been going on for months, and even before we got into this process, me and Axel has always had a great exchange, even when I was working in Switzerland and Sweden, in terms of players and style of play, and just spitballing ideas in terms of hockey in general. So we've had an exchange for as long as we've known each other. I think it's going back to 2016-17 season we first got to know each other properly. So obviously the deeper into the process that we got here, the more and more involved I got with the players that are now signed here.
And what do you know about the league so far? You've never been a coach in the Deutsche Eishockey Liga in Switzerland, yeah. What do you know about the DL?
Yeah, no, I'm still learning. You know, obviously, again, the deeper into this process that we got, the more and more I've watched, and will continue to do so over the course of the summer. You know, other than that, my only experience is coaching against German teams in the Champions Hockey League. You know, so that's going to be a continued process over the course of the summer here in order to be prepared. You know, it's also something we're looking at, you know, with the remaining staff that we're building here is, you know, the possibility of having some experience there as well. So, you know, that's my job. My job is to watch hockey and to learn and analyze and break down and see what the trends are in this league. And what I see so far is it excites me. You know, it's a more North American influenced league compared to both Sweden and Switzerland. And that's something that I'm excited to get myself into here.
Are you more a Swedish hockey coach or a Canadian?
I'm the best of both worlds.
And what did you do after the time in Bern? You've been to Toronto. I heard you had some contact with or experience with NHL clubs.
Yeah, no, it was a great opportunity for me to invest in myself. You know, we're so busy year round. I mean, hockey is an 11-month out of the year sport nowadays. You know, so you know, having time off gave me an opportunity to invest in myself. I've you know, been down, fortunate enough to have some great friends and connections in the NHL. So I went down and spent some time with some clubs in the NHL and gained some experience working alongside some great names down there. And I also volunteered with Ryerson University in Toronto. A good friend of mine, John Duco, is the head coach there for the past 11 years. So wanted to stay involved, needed to get a dose of hockey on a daily basis. So I was down there volunteering my time as well, just to make sure I continued to get some hockey.
Okay, and last one, it goes to Axel. It was the first time you had to look for a coach in your time as a manager of the Adler Mannheim. You came with Pavel, and then Bill Stewart took over. Did you think that is so difficult? And what did you learn about the last couple of months?
Well, I learned there's a lot of good hockey people around the world, and it's been very exciting to interview so many of them in all different countries. And but at the end of the day, I think it's very important that you share the same philosophy, how to work with a team, how to play hockey, and that we know each other won't hurt us either, because it's a good relationship. We need to talk to each other to bring this club forward, to how to play and help each other and exchange ideas throughout. It's a journey. Like we started now with Adler Mannheim and together, and it's a daily process.
Sven.
Axel, you talked about building a new philosophy for the team and the organization. Can you talk a little bit deeper about what you want to see, where you want to go with the team and the organization?
One part is, of course, that the whole club works together in the same direction. That you have a head coach who shares the philosophy from the club, and that's going to help the team and the players to know which direction we want to go, and just speak with one word, have one opinion, a goal together.
And the second one to Johan. Bern, a team with high expectations, a lot of noise around the team. How does this experience help coming to Mannheim, also with a lot of expectations, a lot of noise around the team?
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's really the only environment I've ever worked in, and at the professional level, and especially in the last couple of spots I've been, whether that's here in Mannheim, Bern, Davos, Frölunda. You know, I think that's the environment you want to be in as a competitive person. You want to be where there's an opportunity to win, where there's expectations to win. There wouldn't be expectations if we didn't have a chance every single year here. You know, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to come to Mannheim to begin with. So obviously, being in that environment for the last couple of years is valuable experience for me coming into this position.
My name is Michael Lasslinger from Radio RPR1. Johan, could you say about some words about the coaching team on your side for the next season?
Yeah, that's our main priority right now is to assemble a staff surrounding me. Something we've already discussed throughout the process here. The tail end of my process was a lot of talks about who could potentially come in to support me. So we're going to continue that process now, and it's pretty much our main priority in the next couple of weeks is to start properly interviewing candidates for it and making sure that we find the best candidates.
Rainer aber noch. Hat sich erledigt? Gibt es denn weitere Fragen? Christian, zur Abwechslung.
Just one more. When you look at your team on the ice, and what do you expect from your players, and what's the worst thing that a player can do?
I expect us to be competitive every single night. At the end of the day, we can talk about playing a modern style game and puck possession and all kinds of fancy stuff, but at the end of the day, that's sports, that's hockey. It's about competing and imposing yourself on your opponent, and that's something that I take a lot of pride in and that we traditionally have had here, and I think that's what our fan base expects. That's what we expect, and that's what we're going to measure ourselves by each and every day, whether we're in practice or in games, is how competitive we are, So that is what we're looking for, and that is what we will not tolerate.
Gibt es weitere Fragen? Nein, wenn alles beantwortet ist, dann bedanke ich mich fürs Kommen und für die Aufmerksamkeit. Wünsche euch allen noch einen schönen Nachmittag. Wie gesagt, ihr habt jetzt noch die Möglichkeit, Einzelinterviews zu führen. In diesem Sinne, kommt gut nach Hause. Ciao, ciao.